Greetings, everyone. You've got it live. On Tuesday Night Cup and checking out Minnesota's opening lineup. The wing set for him, Edwards and McDaniels. Randall out there with Rudy Gobert. And it's the captain in at the 1 spot. And for Chicago, get out there with Vucevic. Then there's lights out. Then it's White. And it's Andrews in at the 1. And the latter half of the season, Greg, in your experience, did the games get easier or harder than it was earlier on?
Overall, I'd say it's harder later on. Physically, can wear on you as well.
Three-pointer, Randall. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Boy, the ability to knock down contested shots. Julius Randle, great concentration.
Here's Lee. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play.
Defensive foul.
And once he got to the 10, he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
No, I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well.
Hey, Greg, to touch on the Bulls for a moment, defense has been an emphasis for them.
It has, and they went through several years playing subpar D, and it cost them. They began to turn things around a couple seasons ago, and it has served them well.
It's good.
And it's all about the release when you shoot the floater.
Now here's Lee. McDaniels defending. Shot from the wing. Lee gets the bucket. Lee's got 5 now.
Good way to start this game. You want to get him rolling as early as possible.
He's a guy who, if he gets hot, he can carry your offense for long stretches.
Here's the captain. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Well, here we are talking about Timberwolves greats. One player standing out to me, and Doris, I know to you. It's Kevin Garnett.
I don't think there is any debate that KG is #1. He is Minnesota's all-time leader in points, assists, rebounds, steals, and blocks. My goodness, what a career.
The first free throw is good. That's also good. So he hits both free throws.
This is about the last guy you want to send to the stripe right now. They keep fouling him, and he keeps making them.
Here's Andrews. Rebound, Minnesota. Tough loss coming against the Rockets in the last game they played.
And guys, if you don't control second chance opportunities, you don't control your fate. That has to be their key takeaway from that one.
I think if you get out-rebounded by that wide a margin, it speaks to a lack of energy and effort, and that's problematic.
From deep three-point land, Anthony Edwards with the rebound. Minnesota's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. And he drives in and finished off by Edwards.
How about Anthony Edwards, the bounce? Go ahead, Ant.
Awesome display of athleticism captured by our AT&T 5G Slam Cam. Ball's knocked loose. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will retain possession.
Bulls basketball.
Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. White up top. Edwards defending.
I have great admiration for how hard Rudy Gobert plays on the defensive end. Even when he's not blocking shots, he's altering them with his presence.
Randall finds Edwards. That's in, coming off an assist from Randall. Edwards got 5 points so far.
Talk about hitting the ground running. 4 for 5 to start.
Outside, White. To halt the run, the wide open look here for Vucevic. Wide open shot is on the money.
Well, what anticipation from the Montenegrin center. Vucevic reading the defense well on the catch and shoot.
Here's the captain. Last game, 26 points. Score the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
Here's the lob to the hoop.
And maybe that'll trigger them. Impossible not to get pumped up after that.
Yeah, well, you can see the immediate reaction of the guys on the bench. They are pumped up. First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. It's Edwards on the wing. He's coming off a 22-point game against Houston.
I love that he sacrificed his body over and over. His persistence of getting to the free throw line really paid off for them.
Well, White has quickly developed great floor vision. Doesn't miss the wide open man.
Here's the captain. He's got 6. Right wing. Here's McDaniels. No good from outside.
Not quite enough defense. That time around, just lucky he was off.
Here's White. And they're unable to get the tying basket there. Minnesota leading by 3. Here's the captain, and there's the drive. Rebound by the kid.
You know, I'd have been very impressed if he had got that one to go. Tough D.
Andrews passes to White. Here's Andrews. No good. That would have tied it.
Terrific closeout there to challenge the 3.
It may be the hardest thing to do in basketball. Close under control, and he's more than up to the task.
So timeout called here, the first for Chicago. This game coming on the heels of their win against the Kings.
Yeah, they took advantage of some porous defense in that one. Really got the shots they wanted.
Give them some credit. I'll tell you this. They caught an opponent on a very off night defensively, and you take advantage. Simple as that. Stats
for Anthony Edwards. Bulls trail by 5. Here's Andrews. He picked up 27 points in their last win against Sacramento.
Boy, in defensively, he had them off balance. He was able to come away with 4 steals.
And really, the scoring this quarter has been just off the charts, doing all he can to bring them back.
Right side, Edwards. Over Lee. Lee with the block. To the paint. Here's Andrews. A big dunk at the end of the break.
And great hustle to turn that block shot into a fast break opportunity. Big time play on both ends.
Edwards against Lee. Edwards passes to the captain. Fader on the way, and he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down.
Assist goes to
the captain's got 8. White with it. in the game against Sacramento. Very impressive. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. Hammers the alley-oop through.
Well, you can see why his teammates love playing with him. Vucevic willing to find the open guy.
Minnesota's gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter. Here's the captain. 8 points for him. That's a 2 from Randall. Rebound by the Bulls.
Yeah, but the hand in the face. It's critical that you contest his shots every time down the floor.
You know, Doris, something to admire about Julius Randle is the joy, the pure joy he takes in this game.
Well, joy obviously comes when we're successful at something. And Julius Randle has become consistently successful at NBA basketball. He's worked hard to make that perimeter game as dangerous as his dribble drive game. And that kind of balance leads to great success.
And that one's good. Andrew.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Timeout called. First of the game for Minnesota. Minnesota making some changes. Naz Reid, he's checked in for Julius Randle. Alexander Walker comes in for McDaniel. And it's Dante DiVincenzo in for Edwards. Here's the captain. Got it for his 4th field goal of the game on just 5 shots.
Strong start here early. 4 of his first 5 made.
This is it to Vucevic. And the layup's good off the glass. Vucevic has got his 2nd bucket tonight.
Well, there's a certain strength that Vucevic possesses, so he can play through the contact and still score. That's nice.
Pass to Alexander Walker. Gets the 3-pointer to fall. And the Timberwolves lead by 1.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
You know exactly what that takes. It takes energy, it takes activity, it takes intensity.
Here's the captain. 10 points for him. Driving to the basket. He's 4 for 6 from the field with that miss. And so White will bring it up for the Bulls. This, their first chance to take a look at Minnesota this season.
And this was as even a matchup as you'll find in the NBA. Split the season series down the middle, 1 apiece.
You know, both teams are competitive, but not necessarily playing yet at a championship level. And part of what makes this battle so intriguing is how close they are.
And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for 1 more.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for Minnesota.
Oh, man, how about the mid-range jumper from these guys? It's on tonight, a huge part of their offense so far.
The other thing that's gone exceptionally well for them tonight is the shooting they've displayed from beyond the 3-point arc.
Chicago trailing. Here's Andrews. He has 6. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Number 4.
Yeah, just nice strength there, and then just off with the shot.
The Bulls have made their only other free throw attempt today in an earlier trip to the line.
2 shots.
First one falls for him. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Minnesota's gone 3 of 6, 50% from deep so far tonight. Pass to the captain. Fades away. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls. And that's 15 points for the captain. Chicago's gone a meager 1 of 6 from three-point land since we got started tonight. Here's Andrews. 8 points for him. High post try. Lee, that's good. Lee's got it all tied up now for Chicago.
How about 5 straight made from the field to start?
Here's the captain. He's got 15. The pass to Reed. And another 3 for Minnesota.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Here's Andrews. You talk about a player who can absolutely light it up. He averages over 31 points a game. Passes to Deans. Fast break. Minnesota goes up. Hammers it home. The polish off the break.
And that's how to make an impact with defense. Once the steal is made, you know they're going to be scattered.
Timeout called. The Bulls.
Every timeout, a chance to review the lineups, matchups, or call a play.
And the guys get a little bit of a break, mentally, physically. Just recharge here quickly.
One more time for your Chicago Bulls.
Checked in for the kid. Dosunmu comes in for Lee. And it's Lonzo Ball in for White. Pass the ball. Kicks to Vucevic. Here's the 3. That one's all good. Now he's 3 for 5 from the field.
All right, defensively now, you've got to find a way to slow this guy down because he's putting it to you.
2 minutes.
Here's the captain. 15 points in the game. Pass to DiVincenzo. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Another shot. And Gobert with the lay-in. And the Timberwolves lead by 4.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high-percentage looks from inside.
Andrews, no good.
This has not been a good period for this guy. Out of sync, not letting the game come to him. He's got to settle down and make shots.
And there's the pass to the captain. No good that time. Excellent D there from Ball. Pass to Dosunmu. 1:11 left to play in the first quarter. Here's Andrews. Rebounded by the Timberwolves.
He couldn't believe how open he was. He just couldn't convert it.
Alexander Walker passes to DiVincenzo. And here's Reed. From outside, off the mark. To the inside. Money, and it is flushed down with a nice jam.
And you have to have an appreciation for Ball's passing skills. I mean, he just sees the floor beautifully, easily working the ball over to open teammates.
Here's the captain. He's covered by Ball. They've been hanging in there.
And a chance here to jump on top.
Here's Vucevic. Goes back up. And the layup is good. Vucevic has got the game tied up here for Chicago.
How about those instincts from the 7-footer? Vucevic uses that size to snag offensive rebounds.
And good that time.
And, guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Here's Andrews. Happy to see that one go in. He's shooting 4 for 10 with that basket.
Well, you like how aggressive he is making a play at the rim against length.
You have got to believe that you can score against size on the interior. How about the aggressive, assertive move there?
And giving up some inches inside, but makes up for it with an aggressive style.
Well, he's attacking, he's forcing the issue, and that's simply stated a terrific play.
Well, it's been a high-scoring competitive game through the first quarter of play. Timberwolves lead by 2. Let's take a quick break now, and then it's on to the second quarter after this. Getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Timberwolves?
I know it's early, but all those three-pointers, boy, do they add up.
And that's what has them ahead in this game. Their floor spacing has been just tremendous.
Doris, we're in the age of podcasts and social media, and we hear more than ever from the players, even right after games.
Kevin, I think that's probably the only danger, right, when emotions are running high. But I actually love the new age of league media. The reason being, the players can now be in charge of their own narrative. They have content, and they know how valuable that is.
So with Vucevic on the bench, here's the group that Billy Donovan has on the floor. They've got Kobe White, Lee out there with money. Then it's the kid, and it's Dosunmu in at the two-guard spot.
Such a multi-talented threat on the offensive end, and you love his confidence.
Edwards against Lee. Now here's Dosunmu. He's covered closely. Pass to Money. Shot clock at 6. Oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. Just over 1 minute has passed here in the second quarter. Pass to Edwards. Money with the rebound.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
And you can see him give a little nod and then just burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
A pair of teammates, Greg, with a terrific feel for each other. The captain passes to Randall. Knocks down the three ball.
Julius Randle.
Randall's got 8 points.
3 points.
Well, Julius Randle has put in time to grow his ability to make three-point shots. Nice delivery.
And it's Lee penetrating. And it's in there. 14 points for him.
Well, that's a nice play. You've got to read the situation and go to your floater game when necessary.
The captain passes to Randall. The pass to the captain. And again, Minnesota with the triple.
Yeah, Julius Randle has a good feel on the offensive end. On time and on target with the pass.
Outside, White. Lee outside. And they come right back with their own three-pointer. He's got 5 points now in the quarter. The captain passes to Randall. Chicago grabs the miss. The kid's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Passes it to Money. Just 5 to shoot. Over in the corner, Lee shoots over DiVincenzo. Here's Dean, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Yeah, good job to take it right at
the Bulls shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight.
At the line for Chicago.
And that one misses. Daniels, he's checked in for the Timberwolves. That one misses. Minnesota's gotten both of their three-point attempts to go down here in the second quarter. Edwards, that's good.
Anthony Edwards has length and strength, and defense is there, but he just makes it look easy.
Chicago calls timeout.
For the Bulls.
In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game. And that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
And the voting for the dunk contest is just about over, so let's bring up the leading contenders for you. Boy, with the players on this list, you know this year's contest is going to be a fun one.
It is, and with their places in the contest almost wrapped up, I'm sure these guys are working on their moves already.
Take a look at Skinny, and I know he'd like to make a move up in the consideration. He's got all the athleticism you hope for from a dunk contest participant.
He sure does. Lots of competition, though, in the running this year to get that big invite.
And the list of participants is going to be final soon, so we'll be sure to keep you posted. This year's dunk contest should be a very special one.
And every year it seems we see something in the dunk contest that we've never seen before, and I don't think this year will be any different. And they got to bring the double team on it.
The Timberwolves get the miss from the free throw line. They're 3 for 3.
At the line for one.
One shot.
Bulls trail by 4. And here is Dosunmu. He's coming off a 13-point game against Sacramento. Knocks it loose. Pass to White. From deep three-point land. Randall grabs the board. Randall's got 5 rebounds tonight. Dosunmu, the pass to Money. That's basket number 2 with his third shot off to a fast 2 for 3.
What a terrific pass. Work the ball inside and create a good look for your teammate.
Pass to Reed. Takes the 3. Hits it from three-point range. Reed's got his second basket of the night.
Yeah, they're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results.
Here's Lee. It's hauled in by Edwards.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
That boy, to have someone back there who can erase your mistakes, what a big-time asset defensively.
And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. Here's what the Minnesota Timberwolves have lined up on their schedule. On Thursday, they'll be playing against Damian Lillard and the Milwaukee Bucks. And then on Monday, they'll be playing against James Harden and the Los Angeles Clippers.
And looking at the Blazers matchup, it's the second game of a back-to-back, and you know they're going to be feeling the effects of it. Playing that much basketball in that short amount of time really takes a toll.
And the first one drops. And so he hits both.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
White looking around. Out to Lee. Deflects the pass. Out of bounds. Minnesota takes possession. Let's take a look at the players that have been grabbing rebounds in bunches to lead the NBA over the last 10 games. And you look at the kid, one of the game's best, second in the league.
When it comes to rebounding, it's been a stupendous stretch for him. He's been using his body and strength so effectively.
Poked away. Lee with the ball. Picked up by Edwards. 3-on-3. Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, Rudy Gobert is a fierce competitor. He says the average fan might not understand what I bring to the table, but the GMs in the league do. I want to be the best defensive player of all time. I want to be a force, and I want to win championships. I've got to set the tone every night. Kevin?
And he does. He is a stopper, no doubt about it. David, thank you. Edwards with the block.
Wow, great defensive play by Anthony Edwards, engaged on that end of the floor right now.
And so here is Chicago. They trail by 7. Lee passes to Money. Just 4 to shoot. Fires at the elbow. Buries the jump shot. Lee's got 19 points.
I love the spirit he's shown tonight, particularly on the offensive end.
And to me, he's just playing smart, efficient basketball, really helping his team hang around this one.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Indoors here, we're looking at Jaden McDaniel's stats. He's clearly been stepping up his game.
He has, Kevin. It's always fun to see a young talent develop their skill set, build real confidence, and Jaden's starting to carve out his space in this league.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might tell the story in this game.
Rebound, Minnesota. Into the lane. Here's the captain. Can't get it to fall.
Boy, surprised he missed that. The defense just good enough to prevent that bucket.
Right the pass to Money, and he jams it after taking the nice feed on the run.
From 41.
And he's He's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points. Minnesota calls timeout.
And looking to stop this run and get back on track.
Really needs to settle his guys down right now and get them refocused.
Chicago.
Checked in for the Bulls. Skinny comes in for Dosunmu. Gobert checked in for Minnesota. Dante DiVincenzo comes in for McDaniels. Now the pass to Edwards. Fires from way outside. Rebounded by Vucevic. Vucevic has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Here's Andrews. Yes, it is. Boy, that is a bucket. Number 5 on a 5-for-11 night. We've seen the lead change hands quite a bit in this one.
And guys, I think each team knows they can win this game. Just a matter who can catch that momentum.
The captain with the bucket.
Just good, aggressive drive from him that time. Found a hole in the D and went straight to the rim.
Here's Andrews. He's got 12. Here's Lee. Shakes off the strong D and gets to the bucket for 2. Lee's got 21 in the game.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
And finished off by Edwards.
How about the handle of Anthony Edwards? So much tighter. That is so good.
White against DiVincenzo. And a wide open look for Lee. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Lee's got the lead up to 2 now for the Bulls. Here's the captain. And the wide open shot for DiVincenzo. And there's the call on Rudy Gobert. That's his first foul.
And I don't care how far from the bucket he is. You've got to have a man on him. He's just too good from deep.
DiVincenzo against White. Pass to Andrews. Lets it go with a 3. Down goes basket number 6 for him this game. He's taken 12 shots and made half of them.
And they've done a great job knocking down those long-range shots here in the second, shooting just over 40% from downtown.
Here's the captain. And again, it's Minnesota.
Now that's an old-school move right there. A good one, too, the fadeaway.
White inside, defended by DiVincenzo. Here's Andrews. It's Chicago with another bucket.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
Kevin Lee.
Here's the captain. 27 points for him. Money with the rebound. Pass to Andrews. To the paint. Here's Vucevic. Again, Chicago.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
The captain passes to Randall. And again, Minnesota with the triple.
2 trays now in the second quarter after he hit one in the first.
White against DiVincenzo. Pass to Andrews. Floats one up. Andrews. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. Skinny's got 19 points.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
There's the pass to the captain. Played in with a nice touch off the glass.
Now how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
DiVincenzo against White. Lee outside, and the Bulls another three.
Well, they're calling his number time and time again, and he is delivering.
It's Edwards on the wing, covered by Lee. Randall with the bucket.
I'll tell you, he's in a rhythm and playing with purpose. Great first quarter, even better in the second.
Lee against Edwards. Right side, Lee. Passes it to White. Fires for three. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Gobert's got his fourth rebound with that last one here tonight.
This is a quarter he'd rather forget. This guy just can't seem to get the lid off of that bucket.
Lee with the block.
I always like to hold for the last shot right here.
Well, that's great execution if you can do that, because it takes any chance at momentum away from your opponent.
And at 6'5", White more than capable athletically, like the aggressiveness there.
Now Edwards. Three-pointer. Cans it from downtown. Edwards got it all tied up now for the Timberwolves.
The work that Anthony Edwards is putting in as a shooter is there. That range shot so important. Nice three-point look right there.
And so it's tied as we head to halftime. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Billy. I heard you tell the guys to take it to them and play with more physicality offensively. What did you mean?
Well, just I think when we're getting the ball inside around the basket, at times we got to go up a little bit stronger and play through the contact and go to the rim.
Tough sledding in there, but you got to get there. Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it. Back to you.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, folks, welcome back. Ernie Johnson alongside the Jet. That's Kenny Smith. The Diesel, that's Shaquille O'Neal. A lot of big-time action so far in this one. It was a closely contested first quarter for Chicago.
They were in a rough spot, down 7 at one point, but kept it from getting worse than that. In the second quarter, they put in the work to create a slight scoring advantage. And Kenny, what did you think about what you saw from Chicago?
You have to love a team that pounds the offensive glass. That's going to gain you extra possession. Check this out. Sometimes just having more offensive chances than your opponent wins the basketball game.
And Shaq, what did you think about Minnesota?
Right now they're playing well only on one end of the court. All their energy has been spent on the offense. And that's a change. They're just going to keep giving up easy buckets and the game's going to get away from them.
That about wraps it up. Time now for the second half of the game. We go to Kevin Harlan for the call.
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. You know, the captain has been exceptional here, guys.
He had a fast pass to the lane that first half. Got inside on demand.
Now, this guy is such a good finisher on the move, and so far the defense has not been able to counter it.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. And on the floor for Chris Finch as we get into the second half. The wing set for him, Edwards and McDaniels. Rudy Gobert is out there with Randall, and it's the captain in at the point. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. And the Bulls lead by 2.
I wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the backboard.
Here's the captain, and that one drops for him. The captain's got 31.
Aggressive move coming out of the half, penetrating into the heart of the defense.
And I've got to believe that was something they talked about during the break. Get him some good looks into the paint, get into the heart of the defense. Beautiful.
And so Edwards will bring it up for Minnesota. For Rudy Gobert, he is one of 4 players, Doris, to win Defensive Player of the Year 3 times.
And you think back, Kevin, he was a late first-round pick in 2013, probably has exceeded all expectations. He has obviously cemented himself as one of the all-time defenders in NBA history.
White up top. McDaniels defending. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot.
And White is looking to make things happen out there. If he has to get physical in the process, that is not going to be a problem.
Chicago shooting their 6th and 7th free throw attempts tonight.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first free throw is good.
The athleticism and blinding speed White possesses is impressive. This guy plays with a lot of moxie.
And so he makes both from the line. So it's the Timberwolves now. A 2-point game. And there's the foul. It will go on Lee. That's his first foul.
First team foul.
And we're just about a minute and a half into the 3rd quarter of basketball. The captain, sweet little floater. The captain's got the game tied up here for the Timberwolves.
Well, the touch and the focus. What a pretty move in the lane.
Andrews passes to White. Here's the kid. He's got 12. Pass to Andrews. Down to 5 on the shot clock. For 3. Rebound, Minnesota. Edwards got his 4th rebound in this one. Here's the captain. 33 points for him. McDaniels passes to the captain. Got a piece of it. To the middle. Here's Lee. Rebounded by the captain. The captain's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
1 for 5 has got to be a frustrating start, and they just don't look sharp right now. Can they find their offensive game? Boy, that's 3 for 4 this half. You like that they're starting with a little bit of extra energy. Nice.
Lee outside from downtown. Minnesota with the rebound.
He is too good a shooter, guys, to be left open like that. The defense just dodged a bullet there.
Fast break. Here comes Chicago. Here's Andrews. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. Julius Randle picks one up.
Yeah, easy call.
Second team foul.
The Bulls have missed 2 free throws in the game, going 5 for 7.
Shooting 2.
First free throw is good. So he gets them both. Minnesota in the lead. To Gobert from 12 feet out. Rebound by the kid. The kid's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. And he lobs it up toward the rim. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Yes, so smooth in the pick and roll.
Time
Love
out
seeing White
for
there
Minnesota.
with the right pass.
And the Timberwolves call time here. Lee really making a difference here.
Well, I think this is a necessary timeout so they can figure out a way to limit the impact this guy's having from three-point range. They've got to dedicate more resources to their perimeter D.
Let's see how the West is matching up. You look at the Timberwolves. They're 6th right now in the conference with lots of time to make a move.
And I think for Minnesota, they've stayed right there, just in sniffing distance of the conference leaders. That's a solid accomplishment at this stage of the season.
Yeah, even so, though, I'm sure they're not satisfied just being near the top of the standings. They're going to be looking to make a major push as the season winds down. This guy is so quick. Julius Randle finishes with a pretty dunk.
Lee dishes to Vucevic and rebounded by McDaniels. Timberwolves have gone 4 of 6 from the field since the start of the third. The captain passes to Randle. Poke loose. Gobert with the bounce pass. Just 5 on the clock. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by White.
Minnesota.
And we've got a quick moment now to take a look at the long-term rebounding numbers over several seasons for Rudy Gobert.
It's a concerning trend for him. Whether he's lost some strength or just isn't putting in as much effort on the glass as he used to, he's not rebounding nearly as effectively anymore. And that's something that needs to change. Got his hand out enough on that one to bother the three-point attempt. Great hustle on that one.
You know, we talk about this time and time again, trying to stay connected to shooters along the perimeter. Nicely done.
Here's Andrews, and he dumps it down. And not even 3/4 out of the way. So many lead changes.
The fans, guys, are getting their money's worth. Heck, I should have paid to watch this one. It's been a nail biter.
And on the AT&T 5G Slam Cam, you can see how impressive that move was. McDaniels passes to the captain. He lobs it up and finished off by McDaniels.
Assist from.
And you can see him give a little nod and then just burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
A pair of teammates, Greg, with a terrific feel for each other. And the Bulls call timeout here. You have to like what we're seeing from the captain.
He's just really a one-man wrecking crew down low. And with this timeout, they've got to make some adjustments because he's been steady inside.
Dosunmu is checked in for Vucevic. The Timberwolves also with the sub. Naz Reid, he's checked in for Gobert. Stolen away. Left side, Edwards. Over White. Out of hand on it. And so it looks like the Timberwolves will retain possession here. Here's Edwards. A good-looking shot from the wing. Edwards got 14.
Boy, I don't think he'll get a screen assist for that pick, but they get the points, and that's all that matters.
So much fun indoors to watch. Anthony Edwards on the floor. This kid is electric.
Kevin, this guy is part of the next generation of great players. When you look at the rising stars in this league, he's got to be near the top of that list. Unbelievable offensively. Three-level scorer and a guy who will get down and dirty on the defensive end.
And to look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Timberwolves.
They've shown no let-up. Penetration, knife it inside. The defense has to tighten it up if they want to slow this team down.
Boy, the long ball has been another point of emphasis for this group tonight. Their shooters are finding open spaces and firing without hesitation.
Good on the second free throw. Bulls trail by 4. Here's Andrews. He's got 23. They get it again. Lee. And Lee with the stuff.
Impossible to stop the putback when he's got that kind of position.
Agreed, Brink. Let him get his hands on it inside and finish it off.
How about the activity level, the effort level? This team right now feeding off his energy.
And that one's good. Andrew. Skinny's got 6 points in the quarter.
And you gotta love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of a grinded out game.
McDaniels passes to the captain. Reid with it. Fires from deep. That one's not going to go. Go. The Bulls fast break. Yep, that one goes in there. 16 points for the kid.
And how about the performance we're seeing from him? Not one miss on the day.
Here's the captain. 33 points for him. Tries from 7. Chicago grabs the miss. White's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Here's Lee. And that one is stuffed right through.
Good to see a player going all out when the game's this tight.
You know, G.A., he knows what his job is. Patrol the offensive glass.
And that's so demoralizing to your opponent. To play great defense and have the possession end that way, that's tough to take.
Reid. It's good from long range. Reid's got 11 points.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
No, I think that's the one thing every player is searching for. Consistency. They're giving this guy a chance to carry the offense once again.
And the foul called on Ayo Dosunmu. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. Timberwolves trail by 3. And the Timberwolves call time. Lee really making a difference here.
Yeah, he's just torching them right now. A good decision to huddle up, kind of hit the reset button, and figure out how to slow his roll. kid. Just an incredible month of basketball. 3rd in shooting percentage, and he's a defensive ball hawk. You can't let your guard down. Remember, he's 10th in the league in steals per game.
And just going back real quick to the fact that he's tops in the league in rebounds, what a tremendous feat. What a monster he is in the paint. Randle with the bucket.
Wow, what a pretty dribble move by Julius Randle. That handle is tight.
Chicago leading. Here's Andrews. 27 points for him. Fades back. No good from Lee.
Boy, what a nightmare quarter for this guy. He's playing right into the hands of the defense at this point.
Here's the captain. 33 points for him. Here's Edwards. That doesn't go in. Had a chance, though, to take the lead. Bulls shooting around 44% in this 3rd quarter. Here's Andrews. You talk about a player who can absolutely light it up. He averages over 31 points a game. Clock at 6. Lee bounce pass. Shoots. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. That's 29 points for Skinny.
Well, they're leading in large part because of the work he's put in this quarter. This is nicely done.
The pass to the captain. Lays it up off the glass.
Number 4.
35 points for the captain.
Well, easy money, right? I like the strategy. Go inside, get a high percentage look.
Here's Lee, and he uses the glass on the layup. And the Bulls lead by 3.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Here's the captain. He has 35. Draws contact on the shot, and now a 3-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
And how's that for a move? The killer crossover. It's a thing of beauty.
And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for Chicago.
I like this throwback approach they're taking, looking to score high percentage shots in the paint. And so far, it's working.
I think another thing that's striking here tonight, the ball movement is incredible. Again and again, they're making smart passes to ready shooters.
And it's tied up with that one. The Bulls shooting percentage, 59%. The offense is running smoothly. Here's the kid. 18 points for him. Passes to Lee. It's stolen by Randle. Pass to the captain. He kicks it to McDaniels. Here's the captain. And a little luck that time, but it drops. The captain's got 40 points.
Well, all night he has made an impact at the offensive end. Now he's trying to shut the door.
And here we go. Reed the pass to Conley. Pass to the captain. 5 to shoot. Rebound by the kid. The kid's got rebound number 13 with that last one. 1:52 left in the 3rd. Power down with both hands.
Oh, he went for the two-hander on the slam, using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there, sure. Outside Conley. Dishes it to Randle. Now here's McDaniels. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 11 points a game. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Guys, what you love about Julius Randle is the well-rounded nature of his game. Because he works so hard on his shooting ability, it makes his dribble drive that much more dangerous.
The Timberwolves have knocked down 8 of 9 free throw attempts. I'd say those numbers read pretty well. That free throw good from Randle. The Bulls making a switch here. Herter's checked in. He's perfect from the line this time. Here's Lee. He's got 31. 1:16 left to play in the third. The high post shot, and the Bulls tack on 2 more.
And since halftime, this has become an intense ball game.
They are getting after it hard. It has become a real battle out there.
Driving in, and there it is for him. The captain's got 42 in the game.
Oh, it's scary because he's just been a matchup nightmare in this game. He's eaten up anybody they've thrown at him.
Lee. Rebound, Minnesota. Randall's got 6 rebounds now in the game. And the pass to Reed. Conley feeling it out. Back to Reed. Passes it to Conley. Randall outside. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot.
Didn't hesitate for a second to get a hand up on that deep ball.
Well, tremendous effort, tremendous timing. The ability to alter shots on the perimeter, that was beautiful.
Conley finds Reed. Here's the captain. There's the triple. And that one released in time, but no good. And as we conclude the third quarter, what a game. Neither team giving ground. Minnesota on top, up 2 from the United Center in Chicago. Back in a moment. Now let's hear what head coach Billy Donovan was reviewing with his team in the huddle.
Hold your ground. Don't let him back your way in. Just hold your ground. The other thing, too, is once he picks the ball up, he's not going to shoot it. If he does, just stay down on him.
I like the way that Donovan's conveying that scouting report to his guys.
I mean, knowing how your opponent plays is important, and I think he's on point on this one.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the fourth quarter in what is still anybody's ball game. So with Vucevic on the bench, here's the group that Billy Donovan has on the floor. Dosunmu is out there with Lonzo Ball. And there's Money. Then there's Lights Out. And it's Dean in at the 5. Chalk up 2 there. Reed's got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for the Timberwolves.
You love how each side has risen to the challenge throughout this one.
I'll tell you, we have seen great execution from both teams. Neither one giving an inch here.
Here's Money. Kicks at the ball. Shoots the 3. A 3-pointer is right on target. Ball's got his first 3 points of the game.
And no doubt the release point is a bit unorthodox in terms of Ball's shooting technique. But, man, can he slingshot it home from deep.
Pass to the captain. Excellent D there from Ball.
And his defense so valuable. Not many can bother that shot at the rim.
Boy, you see the effort. You see the range. This guy prides himself in his ability to shut you down.
At the line for the Bulls, Lee. 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
Ties it up, and this next one could give them the lead. And that drops, so they now lead by 1. For Minnesota, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Gets it to drop, and now he's shooting at a 5-for-8 clip.
They continue to battle out there, so close to taking the lead.
Yeah, but that's been elusive. They've missed a few plays along the way that they'd love to have back.
Here's Ball. And the Bulls with another miss. Timberwolves have gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. Takes it inside. The captain with the bucket.
Well, defensively, to me, you've got to do a better job communicating once the screen comes.
Lee with the ball. Now defended by Gobert. No good from Lee.
After the strong first half, this guy has not been the same, and largely a no-show right here.
Here's the captain. And it's Chicago with the rebound.
A contested mid-range shot can't be what they were looking for there.
Well, especially with that defensive player in the area. You know he's going to find a way to get into the shooter and make him uncomfortable.
Out to Lee. 6 on the shot clock. Launches a 3. A putback. Here's Dean. They had a number of cracks at it, but came away empty-handed. Timberwolves leading by 3. Outside Conley. And just about 3 minutes through the fourth quarter here. There's the drive. Lee with the block. It's out of bounds. They are saying it was last touch by Lee. Here's Reed. That one falls. Reed's got 9 points now in just the second half.
Has he risen to the challenge down the stretch, or what? 3 of 4 here in the fourth.
Outside, ball. Comes up empty from 19 feet out. For Minnesota, they've gone 4 of 8 in this fourth quarter, shooting an even 50% from the field. And that's out of bounds. Minnesota will retain possession. Timberwolves ball. Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Outside Conley. 5 on the clock. To the wing on the left.
Well, he hasn't proven to be much of a floor spacer for them. He had the 1-3, but that was back in the first half.
And Lee with the stop.
Great teamwork, punctuated by a strong defender.
Going right to the rim, which is where you want transition opportunities to end.
Here's the captain. He's covered by Ball. Here's the captain. Tried to bank it in, but he misses.
Nothing seems to be going his way this quarter.
Well, not at the offensive end, certainly. He cannot buy a bucket right now.
To Gobert from 6 feet. Money with the rebound. Bulls trail by 3. Gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him.
And that was the right call. When you need a basket, go to the guys you trust the most.
Well, you've got to earn trust and equity by making shots. Nice delivery there.
Here's the captain. And once again off the mark by Minnesota.
It's really a tale of 2 quarters. Shot it so well in the last, but this one can't get anything to fall.
Ball, the pass to Dean. Lee outside. Shoots over McDaniel. Nice work on the boards. Paying off with the best. Time running low, guys, and somebody has got to win this one.
Yeah, well, who knows? We might need overtime in this one. It's been that kind of game.
Gobert, and that's good.
Gobert has a thin frame, but make no mistake, he is physical and he relishes contact.
Stolen by Conley. Shoots from 14 and misses it off the right side of the rim. Chicago's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Here's Lee driving inside. And Lee with the stuff.
Oh, and he got fancy with that one.
Yeah, maybe trying to give them the momentum boost they need to break this game open. Here's the captain. He's covered by Ball. Down low. And Lee with the stuff.
That's a stomach punch, guys. Turn it over and give him a free run to the bucket.
Oh, you're so right. No question who has the momentum now.
It's still close, though. These teams have been neck and neck. Let's see the response here.
Conley kicks to Reed. The pass to the captain. Clock at 4. Buries it down low. The captain's got 46 points.
Yeah, he hasn't had much luck getting shots to fall here. Just 2 of 7 down the stretch.
Here's Lee, and it's Chicago scoring again.
How about that move? Is this guy special or what? Just love watching him operate inside.
Pass to Reed. To the captain. It's tipped. Ball with it. Rebounded by the captain. The captain's got 6 rebounds now in the game.
Well, this has not been his finest hour, but give your teammates some credit for doing the job of stepping in.
Here's Reed. And another one in the scoring column for him. He's 7 of 10 from the field. And here's Ball. He'll bring it up for Chicago. They lead by 1. And so it looks like the Bulls will retain possession here. So for the Bulls, Whitey's checked in for money. And it's Skinny in for Lonzo Ball. And then for Minnesota, Julius Randle comes in for Reed. And it's Edwards in for Mike Conley. Here's the kid. Pass to Dosunmu. Throws it up high. Very pretty alley-oop layup.
Oh, Kevin, get a load of that one. Take that play and put it in the alley-oop textbook, boys.
Perfectly done. You're right. He put it on a platter for him. Lee against Edwards. Rebound by the kid. The kids. And Lee with the stuff.
He's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Insane dunk.
And now they're starting to rub it in. Build up a lead, and here we go, baby. It is showtime. Randle, that's down the hatch. Knocks one more to his total. That's 9 for 15 shooting.
Julius Randle under tremendous pressure with the big bucket.
Here's Andrews. Jacks up a 3. Buries the long-range jumper. Skinny's got the lead up to 6 now for the Bulls.
A good look there, and he didn't waste it. The second 3 of the game.
And the Timberwolves call time.
He does not look happy. Their defensive rebounding has been putrid, and they're giving up a ton of second chance points.
Your Bulls, you dance.
present the New Balance Player of the Game, Skinny.
And Kevin, it's a no-brainer. He's controlled every aspect of this game, and it's just so fun to see a player perform at a level that's just higher than anyone else out on the floor.
Chicago making a switch here. Vucevic has checked in. And now we've got some time to check in from the sidelines. What do you got for us, DA?
Hey, guys, I listened in on what Chris Finch was talking about with his players. He warned them they've got to get back in transition. He said they've given up way too many fast break points, and he said we have to slow the pace of the game down and force them into taking some tough shots. Kevin?
Okay, David, much appreciated. Shot clock at 3. Lee with the block. It's out of bounds. They are saying it was last touch by Lee. Here's Edwards. He trains it as the shot clock ticks down. The Bulls leading by 4. Here's Andrews. That one drops for him. Skinny's got 5 points now in the quarter.
And that's just cold-blooded right there. He's taking no prisoners.
Well, when it's closing time, he's trying to lock the door. He's been going all night.
And when you are as good a shooter as he is, you have to have the confidence to take that shot. It might not always fall.
And for most guys, I think you only want to take that shot if you've hit a few in a row. That is absolutely a heat check.
For 3, Edwards. Edwards with another miss.
And if they know what's good for them, that's the way they'll defend against him every time he takes the ball on the three-point line.
Lee dishes to White. The pass to Andrews. 6 to shoot. Stolen by McDaniels. 1:29 left here in the fourth quarter. Edwards can't hit.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And what you love about his work defensively, the ability to challenge and change shots without fouling.
Drops in the layup for 2.
We know this about Anthony Edwards. He is fearless in these moments. That's a big-time clutch delivery.
1:02 left to play here in the fourth. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
At the line for Chicago, Andrews.
He drops the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead. Second one is good. Getting both at the line, and it's an 8-point game. Minnesota's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. He blocks it again.
A defensive stalwart so far. That's 6 blocks.
Greg protecting the rim. Love the hustle. Passes it to Andrews. Gobert with the block.
Wow, insanely tough to get a shot off when Rudy Gobert is around. Wow.
Here's Randall. Vucevic with the block. Here's White. Count that one. And the Bulls lead by 10.
They made the most of their opportunities, looking comfortable and locked in throughout the night.
What an impressive performance, to say the least. At this point, it looks insurmountable.
Here's Andrews. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. A confident win and one where they clearly showed the greater effort.
Yeah, I mean, it was a solid performance, particularly here at home. I think they built off that edge of being here and playing with just a little more confidence than their opponents.
And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.